What is up everybody, and this time I want to talk about the iPhone X right now, how it actually is, what are the things that are having or going on with the iPhone X right now. So let's start with this video. Let's begin. The situation is a bit tricky with the body and the design because the iPhone XR features the very same design, the very same cutout or notch at the top of the screen, but at a different and more affordable price. So why would you ever think about buying the iPhone X? And I don't want to turn this into this like should you buy the iPhone X video, but there are some issues that are pertaining the iPhone X right now. So first of all, if we would like to compare the iPhone XR to this iPhone X, by the way, this is the iPhone X 64GB version, the starting model in the black or space gray color, so nothing really special about this one. But anyways, if you would compare it to the iPhone XR, this one has a 3D touch. If you would like to know if it really makes using the device faster, I made a speed test comparing the 3D touch and non-3D touch methods of achieving things or triggering actions. Definitely take a look at it. The results are really interesting, so take a look at it. It's in the description down below. The iPhone X compared to the iPhone XR has a better screen. This one is an OLED with a very high resolution compared to the iPhone XR, which doesn't even feature the Full HD. People think that this is something that should make them not buy this device, and I don't really agree with this thought, because I think that you wouldn't even really find out that you're not having or not using the Full HD display. In real life, in everyday occasions, for most people it wouldn't even be noticeable that much. So of course, if you are really trained and in case you see every pixels and you know everything about it, you would perhaps see the difference, but for usual people, for everybody out there, it wouldn't really be a big deal. And also on the back side of the iPhone X we have a dual lens camera, but when we compare it to the iPhone XR, we only have single lens camera on the back side of the iPhone XR, so this is a big change. But the iPhone XR does a decent job at creating the blurry effect for the portrait photos in the post using software, which on the iPhone X we don't have to because we have the second lens. The difference in the photos isn't that big, but there is a difference in the price of these devices. What's really interesting about the iPhone X right now is that it is not available on the Apple Store, so in case you would like to buy it as a brand new device, you would have to find it somewhere else. For example, you can check it out on Walmart. There is a price of about $900 for the base model, and if you compare it to the iPhone XR, which is of course from the Apple Store, there it is for about $749. So there is a difference, honestly. So as we all know, the iPhone X came out last year alongside with the iPhone 8 Plus and the smaller iPhone 8. The iPhone 8 of course is still available on the Apple Store, and the iPhone X is not, which is kind of tricky and kind of interesting anyways. Talking about the design, you of course know what it looks like. Let me take the case off so you can see it properly. I mean, on this channel you probably only have seen it in the case outside of the unboxing video. You of course have the glass on the front and on the back side as well, so it could also crack easily. That's why I'm always having the case on it. And of course, since it has a dual lens camera, the bumping on the flat surface is a lot more noticeable when you compare it to the iPhone XR, which only has one lens. Of course, the bump is still there, but this here is a lot bigger one. You can also hear it if I do this. Yeah, this is what it does on a flat surface. For those people who have bought the iPhone X last year as a brand new device perhaps, then you should perhaps keep this device, because I don't really think that it is worth to sell this one and upgrade to the iPhone XS because of the lack of new features. Of course we have some improvements, but you know what I'm talking about. You would have to sell this one for a very low price, and it wouldn't be such a great deal, so I would recommend you to keep this one. You have the new design with the notch at the top. By the way, in case you would like to see how it would look like without the notch, I made a dedicated video about that where I showed you my concept and the whole punch display. Definitely take a look at it, it is in the description as well. But anyways, you got the new design, and in case this is important to you, in case you want to look like you have the latest iPhone, I mean, you could keep this one and it's gonna get the job done. But if you are deciding right now for a device like this, for a device with this design, then perhaps take a look at the iPhone XS, or don't be afraid to buy the iPhone XR. It's not that bad as you always and everywhere hear. It's not that bad of a thing, so I think it would be really great for you in case you are only caring about the design and the speed and also some general using of the phone. It would be a really great device for you. And also, not talking about the color options that you have with the iPhone XR, whereas here you only can choose the black and the white one. Getting over to the speakers of this device, we have the stereo speakers, we have one here and also at the bottom. It is a very loud device, you don't have to worry about that, especially if you are calling with someone. You can hear them clearly using this speaker, it's really great. I mean, you don't have to worry about that. Of course, on the bottom we don't have the headphone jack anymore, but this is not anything new, we already know that. Getting over to the battery of this device, I mean, this is my daily driver and that's why I can give you my honest thoughts about this. It's been my daily driver for a while and I'm really satisfied with this. And I used to be also satisfied with the battery, but in recent days I also really thought that it's not doing that well. I couldn't get through one day without charging it, and I wasn't really using it that extensively. I was performing some normal tasks, perhaps I played some game every once in a while, but nothing special about it, I didn't take too many photos or using the full brightness. It wasn't really that big usage of the battery, and I still couldn't get through with the entire battery without charging the entire day, basically. If we head over to the settings and take a look at the battery section, here you can see that we have the section called Battery Health, and if we tap on it, you can see that I only have 93% of the battery left, or 93% of the battery is actually working properly. So I don't know what's going on. I didn't know how or when it happened that I lost 7% during 1 year. I know it shouldn't really happen that fast, but yeah, this is how it is. I didn't use it extensively. Maybe it is because of the cold weather, because I live in an area where we have 4 seasons, so we also have pretty cold weather during the winter, so maybe this could cause some damage to the battery, but other than that, I'm not aware of using the battery to such point that it would damage it, so I'm not sure. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts about this. Since this is a new device, we also have the support for the latest iOS, which is iOS 12.1.2, and this device is going to be supported for a longer period of time, so you don't have to worry about that. I already started to talk about the display of this device, so of course we have the 5.8-inch OLED display, which is really doing well. Of course, it supports the True Tone and also Night Shift, which is adjustable in the control center, so we have the toggle for True Tone and also for the Night Shift. So I think that it works well. I use Night Shift and the True Tone every single day, and I think it really helps a lot. Probably what most people are worried about it is the screen shape, not the screen size, because we have the cutout at the top of the screen. Maybe they are worried about the browsing web or what it will look like, and I have to assure them that it's working perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about that. You can imagine you are only using the display without the cutout, like this would be the edge of the screen, and this areas at the top are only like a bonus area where you can see the time and some additional information. In case you are watching video, you can use it, but with the video it's kind of tricky because let me show you what it looks like. So like I said, you can watch the video normally, just like you can see right here, where you can see every single detail of it, or you can use the zoom in gesture, and if you pinch in, you can see that the video has filled the entire front screen, which is a great thing, but you are losing some of the video stuff, some of the pixels in the corner, and you have a big cutout right here, the notch of course, which cuts out some part, a big part of the video. So if you don't mind it, and in most occasions you shouldn't really mind it that much, but in case you don't, then watch the video like this or come back and watch the entire video. So the devices from Apple are really working great with their accessories. In case you, for example, are using the AirPods, just like I do, I use them pretty much every single day. They work really well with the iPhone, and if you open up the box near the iPhone, you can immediately see the percentage, and it works well. You just stick it into your ears and you don't have to worry about anything. That's a great point. But it works with the other iPhones as well, so this is what sets the iPhones apart, and that's why I've been using them for a long time, so we don't have to talk about that. But when it comes to everyday life and using this device every single day, I can tell you that since this iPhone X has been my daily driver for about a year, I can tell you that it doesn't have too many problems. Of course, every once in a while you can experience some bugging or some glitching, but that's a normal thing, it happens, you know, whatever device you have, it will always happen. And it works well because in the next software update you can have the bug fixed, so that's a great thing. And when it comes to, for example, making phone calls, I said that it has a great speaker, but also the connection is really great, the reception is really good, so I didn't have problem. Is this device worth it right now? I would say that in case you have the money to buy a device like this right now, I don't recommend you buying it because I don't really think that it is worth it. In case you already have the iPhone X, then keep it, it's a great device, but for the prices that are offered right now, I don't think that it is the best deal. We are of course talking about buying it as a brand new device, in case you would like to get it as a used one, which is a good idea. I mean, it just make sure it works well and get a used one, but you have to keep in mind that there aren't many used iPhone XS, but there are many options to buy the iPhone XS as a used one since it has just been released, and there are definitely more iPhone Xs from the last year that are offered online, so it's a lot more probable that you will buy the iPhone X than the iPhone XS or XS Max. Or even the iPhone XR, that's the same thing, the release date was the very same. So thank you very much for watching, I really hope you found this video useful and informative. If you liked it, then hit the thumbs up to let me know that you liked it, and for more similar content like this, for some tips and tricks for your iPhone, iPad, and of course your Apple Watch, smash the subscribe button right now and make sure you don't miss anything in the future. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.